Hello folks, I'm Dean with Dean's Woodworking. Welcome to the shop. Y'all come on in and make yourself comfortable. Today, we're going to make a Christmas tree box. No, I'm not talking about a box you put a Christmas tree in, but a little box with a Christmas tree on top of it. Y'all come on in, let's get going and watch and see what we do, okay? What we've got chucked up on the lathe here is a piece of pecan. It's about 7 inches long. It's 2.5 inches in diameter, and we're going to turn that into a box. We're going to split it in half right here. This is going to be the bottom. This will be the top up here. Let's go ahead and get started. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and part that off again. When I'm doing a part like this, I will hold that back of that handle high, get started with more of a scraping cut. Once I get past that initial surface, then I'll lower that handle and just run it right on in. And I'll do the final part of that cut with the thin parting tool. That way I don't have to worry about it binding up on me. And we're just going to come right in here and we're going to clean the surface of this one off. We're going to take this is the bottom, we're going to set it to the side. We're going to put the top in here, snug it down. And what I'll do is go ahead and smooth this out here. I'll come across the end and take an end cut just to make sure we don't have any tear out from that parting tool that we did that cut with earlier. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and hollow out the top of this lid just a little bit here. We're not going real deep with this top here, but we do want it smooth. So once we have that cut made, we're going to come back in with the skew right here and we're just going to push it straight in. Okay, so that's going to form our lip, and that's where we'll connect the top of the box to the bottom. I'm going to go just a little bit further in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and sand this out, get it nice and smooth, and I'll be right back. Okay, we've got this all sanded out. We're ready to flip it around, put the bottom in. So I'm going to go ahead and take this out, and we're going to put the bottom right back in. Okay, so this is going to be the bottom of our box right here. And we want to leave, maybe about 1/4 of an inch there for the thickness on the bottom. I like for these boxes to be a little bit thicker on the bottom than they are on the sides. So we'll come in on our Forstner bit, we'll put a piece of tape there. That'll let us know exactly how deep we want to go. And with that Forstner bit, there is no hurry, just feed it in slow. It's a whole lot faster than hollowing. And you can also hollow this. You don't have to do a Forstner bit. It just depends on what you want to do. And as many different turners as there probably are at least that many different ways to do that. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to make a tenon on this that will fit inside the lid. Let's make ourselves a little mark. Again, slip up on it. You're not in a hurry. It's a whole lot easier to take some more wood off than it is to put some back on. Oh. What you just saw right there is luck. Need to trim off just a little bit of that end so it'll go ahead and boot all the way back, fit all the way up. So once we have that fitted, we're going to go ahead and bring our tailstock back up. This is going to be the bottom of our box. So I'll go ahead and mark that with a short parting cut. And again, we're just going to give that just a little bit of chamfer and round over right there at the bottom. So let me show you folks what we've got. There is our seam right here where the top goes in. We made that top about yay deep. So we're going to put our Christmas tree probably right in here. Let's see how we can do what we can do here. So this is going to be the top of our box where we're going in here. And then this portion up here, that's going to be our Christmas tree. Okay, so what I'm trying to do there is just give us a little bit of space there between the box portion and the tree. We'll go ahead and we'll do a little bit of a peeling cut. Bring this tree down just a little bit. Okay folks, we're going to do just a little bit of sanding on the box itself and I'll be right back. Okay folks, here's where we start the fun part. And some of you may have seen this done before, some of you may not have. But we're going to feather back that tree all the way up. And just stay tuned, let's go ahead and get it done. You'll see what I'm talking about. If you like what you're seeing, let me know. Give me a like, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell if you'd like to get notifications of future videos coming out. Thank you very much for watching, and let's go ahead and finish this thing up, okay? Now you folks kind of saw what I was doing. Now you can get a little bit more of a close-up. We're just coming in, peeling that wood back. And we're going to do that all the way down the tree. If you've never tried this technique, you might want to practice it on a scrap piece of wood first. When I'm doing this, I like to leave that tailstock in just as long as I can. And you can kind of tell why there, so. Okay, so you get an idea here what the tree looks like. A little ragged, but that's the look we were going for. So now we're going to go ahead and set this aside. We're going to hollow out the bottom. Again, this is another excuse for us to use that ball mill hollowing tool we made. And got that a little bit close because you want to keep this part of the bar on the tool rest. We're going to go ahead and go in there with a little box scraper and square up that bottom corner. That's one thing, in that ball mill will kind of give you a rounded corner in the bottom. Okay, we're going to finish sanding this and we'll be right back. I consider this about a perfect fit. It doesn't move around at all, but yet when you lift it off, the lady picks up the top, the bottom's not going to move. Now that's great unless you need to put this back on the bottom for some additional work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take just a piece of shop towel. We're going to put it on there. That's going to fill in the gap. That's going to give us the ability to turn the lathe on, and we're going to paint this with the airbrush. So give me just a few minutes. We can then tear off the excess paper towel or shop towel there. We've got a good fit. Okay folks, so I've got the airbrush. I've got some green dye in it. We're going to turn the lathe down real low, and we're just going to apply some green dye right here on the tree. Apply an ample amount. Give it a minute to soak in. If you've got some areas that need a little bit more, give it a little bit more. So we're going to let that dry for just a minute and we'll be right back. Okay folks, so we're going to give it one more coat of green. Okay folks, so I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of antique oil on here. And the bottom of the tree will be antique oil, and the whole box will be antique oil. And what we'll do, we're not going to leave this one shiny. So we'll put a good amount of oil on here. And then I'll come back and wipe it down real good. So that'll give us a nice satin finish. I'm going to go ahead and pull this off. And we're going to put just a little bit of antique oil right here in the middle as well. So the inside is finished as well as the outside. And we'll just set that right down there so it can dry. And go ahead and get the inside of our box as well. Again, just be very liberal with this stuff. And with that done, I'm going to let that set there just a moment. So while we're giving this a few minutes to set, I'm going to go get a brush and some white paint and show you how I apply the snow, okay? Okay, so let me show you how I paint the snow on the tree. If you ask 15 different people, you probably get 15 different ways to do it. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to get the paint on the brush. Then I'm going to knock just about all of it off the brush, and then I'm just going to come in and touch it. Some of you folks that are artists know a whole lot more about doing this kind of stuff than I do. But I just want just that hint of white on there. And sometimes I'll come in and go back the other way just a little bit. Gives it just that feather edge of white on there without being too much. Now, what kind of paint did I use? It's just craft paint. Any brand will work. This one happens to be Martha Stewart, I guess, but any brand will work. Just, let's see, what does it say? Acrylic craft paint. So now we are ready to part the bottom off. We're going to go most of the way in with 1/8 inch parting tool. Then we're going to slow the lathe down because we're pretty close to the chuck here. We're going to take our thin parting tool and we're going to come in. We're going to finish parting that off. Now when we did that, we left just a little high spot right there. That will sand off super easy, and that's what I'm going to do right now. We're just going to take the power sander, once we've got that done, we'll blow the dust off of it. We'll hit it with just a little bit of that antique oil finish. Then we're going to come in and wipe this down. We want all of that antique oil finish wiped off. Same thing with the top up here. Just going to make sure we got all that antique oil finish wiped off. That's going to give us a nice satin finish on the bottom. Folks, take a look. You got nice grain match there. You got a nice little tree. Now, full disclosure, when it flew off the lathe, we did get just a little bit of a bump there. I'm not going to worry about that. Again, a lady can pick that up. There's just a slight snag in it. No pop, but yet it will hold the bottom on as well. Folks, I hope you like what you saw here today. If you do, give me a like. Please subscribe. Most of all, thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and happy turning.